Hey, I'm Melissa.
Hi there, I'm Warren. So I've been blessed to have qualified to take part in the World Champs. So we just want to give a little bit of a background story of where we've come.
So back then we were just like a broken family.
I knew I had gotten to a point now where I feel like I could die if I just carry on.
And I came to a point where I just realized that this is not what I want my child to see growing up. I prayed like throughout the whole journey, but this time it was like a different prayer. It was almost like I can't anymore, God. This is your son. I can't control him. I can't change him, and I'm gonna let him go. And yeah, so that was my turning point, where I just decided I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna reach out for help for myself, and I would have seen what to do then. I called Conrad on a weekend. He had obviously given the option to meet with him, and so I set up that meeting, not knowing Warren was going to say yes.
So I came about Anthem was obviously the last weekend of my bender. I met Conrad. He was kind of blunt with the situation and said, listen, you're either going to go to jail, you're going to die, or you're going to lose everything. I've already lost everything, so that wasn't the case. The first meeting was on a Wednesday. I came here and I was like, oh, this is another stint. I think for a while, for a month, I said, I don't have a problem, until I actually started digging deep and listening to other people's stories, and then I kind of realized that, geez, I do have a problem. And eventually it just started becoming a choice for me to go. There was no fight in it. There was, I surrendered and I said, listen, I've got a problem, it needs to be sorted out. But yeah, I got to the point where I didn't have to lie anymore or hide. I think that was the best part for me.
I was obviously advised to go with Warren, but to the supporters group. And I was a little bit taken back. I was like, why do I need to go to group? It's, kind of his problem. And I started going and I actually realized how much healing I needed from the hurt and also from my own kind of trauma and triggers. And there was a lot I learned in the supporters group about myself.
Then one day Melissa was like, why don't you try go to AOT? So I was, what is this? She explained it a little bit. It took me about 6 months to actually pick up the phone and be like, I'm coming. So the first day I went there was quite intimidating. As you guys saw yesterday, I was pretty broken after that first day. Then from there, every session I went, and then COVID hit, which I was thankful for that I had started AOT before that, because I had started a WhatsApp group. So every day, Claude and Trish put out exercises for us to do. And I used that opportunity to build myself up, build my strength. Yeah, I got half the family got involved as well. And yeah, didn't look back since then. So the fruits of the recovery is obviously I've got my family back, and my daughter is now, she just clings on me. But seeing her change in me, it's daddy, non-stop, which is incredible. Benefits of doing it is that obviously I've lived a healthier lifestyle now. One main thing now is now that I've gotten the chance to literally race for South Africa. You've put me 5 years ago and say, would you be doing that? So I'd be like, never. You don't often get the chance to stand in the line with these best flipping racers. I never thought I'd qualify. I always had in the back of my mind, no, I'm not good enough. Everyone else saw that I was, and then they were all like, oh, you're definitely going. it's also getting to a point now where it's like with recovery, it gets hard, but you've got to keep telling yourself, listen, just keep going, keep going. Where you've come from is, it's incredible, and you can only go forward from there. The brain is trained now it knows exactly where to put its hands, because you can't be watching the obstacle and looking where the ball is. You have to look straight, and your hands just have to know where to go. Where we started was so slow, we had to touch every obstacle. Now it's, I don't know, it's like second nature for me.
I think it's a miracle. I think it's like I said, I prayed throughout the whole journey, and I'm still praying. And I think if it wasn't for God just intervening and turning his life around completely, it would have been a different situation.
I think if it wasn't for Project Exodus, I don't think I would actually be alive. And that's the scary part, and I mean, I think about that all the time. Especially that's what also helps me getting through my training is, geez, I could have been dead. And I've got an opportunity to refresh my life with obviously having them as, I would say, like a backbone to find my life again. Yeah, it's like a huge part, because I think now I find a little bit of purpose, which keeps me going.